So if you struggle to get hip rotation in the downswing, no matter what you try, you just cannot get those hips to open. But you want one of those downswings where you can see those hips rotate nicely and get massively open at impact. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you a really awesome drill that's going to help you and prime you to get this nice hip rotation quite effortlessly. So I'm Jonathan Chan with JChownGolf. Let's dive right into it. So as we know, getting good hip rotation in the downswing is a very advantageous thing to have. It will help us hit the ball a lot straighter, better rotation will mean better club face control, less flip and closure of that club face. And two, it will help us generate a lot more speed in the golf swing as well. Something we see a lot of top tour players do. They have an incredible amount of hip rotation. But we can all train this move to happen if we're doing the appropriate drill, because this is a move alone here, guys. We're just trying to think of, consciously thinking of opening up and rotating those hips. Won't really do anything at all. It will do probably absolutely nothing. You just thinking of rotating the hips. That's where we need a drill. So this chair that has magically appeared on the screen here, this is what we need to be able to get this better hip rotation. This is the drill we want. So what we do with this is we set up to the golf ball and have this chair at the top of our hamstrings here. So we are making contact with this chair here. Now, how do we do this? This is all about controlling what's called your hip depth. If we can have good hip depth, we can have good hip rotation. So what hip depth is your hips moving more backwards and behind you. So good hip depth in the backswing, right hip's moving more back. Good hip depth in the downswing, left hip moving more back. But you'll notice as soon as I move the right hip back in the backswing, the hips rotate. As soon as I move the left hip back in a downswing, I rotate in the downswing with my hips as well. So you can see what happens to the chair as I'm doing that. The chair pushes back. If I'm having good hip depth, which means I'm going to be having good hip rotation, the chair is going to be pushed back each way. So that is our drill. We want to push this chair backwards, both backswing and downswing, because even though it's a video for rotation of the hips in the downswing, we still want it in the backswing as well. It will encourage the movement to happen even more. So I'm just going to hit a ball here, guys, and I'm going to push this chair back, and then especially in the downswing, I'm going to push it back and hopefully not push it off my platform here. So let's hit one, pushing it back and pushing it back again on the way through. So as we could see from that slow-mo, I got much better rotation of my hips. My hips opened up nicely there, and I got good hip depth. So hips going more behind us, depth means more behind us, is enabling me to have that hip rotation. So if I do a swing here where I don't do that at all, and let's say I still try to rotate my hips, but I don't push them back, you're gonna see my hips are gonna open up a hell of a lot less compared to the other one. So really, it's all about the depth. So I still rotated my hips for sure, but nowhere near as much as the other one. So really that brings it home there. So ultimately, what we need to do here, of course, we need to do a lot of drills and a lot of shots with that drill there to be able to ingrain this move. But of course, we can't do that all the time because we need to play golf. We can't be playing golf with a chair right here the whole time. So what we need to do is replicate that feel. Replicate that same feel. That's why I like this so much, because it gives you a distinct feel of what pushing that chair back is like. And that will give you that feel in your practice swing. Really feel like you're pushing that chair back, especially in that downswing, and then hit a shot trying to implement that exact same feel there. So the best way to practice this to get the most maximum gain, to get this hip rotation into your golf swing, is to structure your practice in a way that really helps you. So you want to, let's say you're hitting 100 balls and you're hitting 10 sets of 10 balls. So what you would want to do, you would want to hit 7 or 8 with the drill. That many balls is how many you need to do with the drill to ingrain this move. And what you could be doing on those other balls are 2 or 3 balls that are more normal shots without the drill. Like we just said, exaggerate the feel, really get that feel in there of those hips opening up, pushing that chair back, and that's how you're going to ingrain it a lot faster there. So that's a good structure, that's a good drill. If you're doing that, you're going to have a lot of success in getting hip rotation into your golf swing. But as we know, rotation is very, very difficult. A lot of you aren't rotating your hips properly in the golf swing, not because you can't do it, not because, let's say if you were doing a drill like this, you'll be able to get it in there, which a lot of you will do, but a lot of you are doing it because there's things in the golf swing that are stopping you from rotating your hips. So, just rotation in general. I have a video that I'll put up here, a card, for reasons why you are not rotating in the downswing. So watch that, that'll be extremely good one to watch after this, then you'll be able to apply this drill and get the best gains out of it. But then if you want something that's even more in-depth, and I mean in-depth to the point of having a coaching level of knowledge on rotation, I have a course out called The Ultimate Guide to Rotation in the Downswing. Everything you need to know about rotation in the downswing is in that there. So that is on an app called Skillist, which is where I do all my online coaching. And there's a little section on there next to the online lesson button on the app. That's called More. You click More, click Online Courses, and then the Ultimate Guide to Rotation in the Downswing is in there. It's got practice structures. It's got all the reasons to why you might not be rotating the downswing, and my favorite drills as well in there. Ones that aren't that one, but really good ones as well. So if you want that, there'll be a link in the description for that as well. So guys, if you can get this more hip depth, that chair drill is a great way to train it. You'll get more hip rotation, I guarantee it, and then work on reasons for why you're not rotating also. And you'll rotate massively. We can all rotate. We can all stand here and do this statically, which means we can do it dynamically as well. We can all rotate. We just have to train it. So if you enjoyed that video, of course, click that like button. If you want more golf instruction just like this, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video. So let's get these hips moving. Let's play some better golf.